Hey guys, I realize it's been a long time since I did an update. Things just been really crazy busy around here, and I've been crazy stressed out and overwhelmed, and as a result I've just kind of been putting the fish stuff on hold for the most part. I got a new job recently, which is awesome, but obviously anytime you start a new job there's a big adjustment period and all that. And to make it worse, I've been having some health issues on top of that. Nothing serious, but you know, just one thing after another. So I do apologize that I haven't been getting back to your questions and messages. I'm gonna work on getting back to everybody this week and getting caught up. But I wanted to take the time and do a quick update video first. That way, you know, I can answer maybe a lot of y'all's questions all at once. So anyway, that's what's been going on. I know a lot of you are waiting for part 4 of the spawning series, and I am going to get that done. It's on the top of my list, and I'll probably have that video out for you maybe by the end of the month. I'll talk more about what happened with all that when I do that video, but long story short, I did the video and had some issues come up, and somehow the video got deleted and wasn't backed up like it should have been, so I'm basically having to redo that whole process all over again so I can do that part 4 for you. So anyway, that will be done as soon as possible, hopefully by the end of the month. As far as other breeding and stuff right now, I'm really kind of not taking a break, but just toning it way down, at least until I kind of settle back into a routine and get my schedule all squared away, because obviously with starting a new job and everything like that, I'm having to figure out a way to get the same amount of work done in a lot less time when it comes to working in the fish room. So I will continue doing videos and stuff like that. It's probably just going to be a little bit more sparse for the next month or two while things are settling back down. And there goes my lights. Hold on, let me turn my lights back on so I can show you the new fish. Okay, lights back on. I do have some new fish to show you, and I want to update you guys on, you know, some of the more popular fish in the fish room. I'm not going to hit everybody, but just do a few general updates. And then that'll be it for this video, and I'll try to do more regular updates, you know, maybe once a week or so as time permits. Anyway, let's get started. So first off is Hammer. Hammer's doing really good. He's about 6 inches now, not counting his tail. So still growing. He'll probably get about 10 inches, I'm expecting, somewhere around there. But he's been doing good. I'm just working on getting his colors to pop a little bit more, tweaking his food, and I'm also going to be switching out his sand for a gravel substrate that's a bit lighter in color, not only so it's easier to clean, but also so it's easier to see him, so he won't blend in as much. I did change out the background from that picture background to just a plain white one. Obviously there's a bit of algae on it, but that did help, but I think having the lighter substrate too will really help as well. So that's Hammer. He's doing really good. He loves to play, and sometimes he'll roll over, but I can't ever get him to do it on camera. Moving on to the goldfish. Most of them are doing pretty well. This little guy down here has a spot on his head that I noticed this morning. I am monitoring it. I did a big water change and added salt. If it gets worse, or if any other of the goldfish start getting any fuzzy looking spots, I'll treat him. But right now I'm just gonna keep the water clean and use the salt in case he just bonked it on something. I am probably going to be rehoming several of these goldfish. Originally I had wanted to upgrade them into a bigger tank or split them into multiple tanks, and while I do plan to upgrade them eventually, it's probably not going to be for a while, and I don't really want to devote any more tank space to them, so the best thing for them is to just rehome them and just keep the ones that I'm really attached to. So probably sometime after the new year I'm going to rehome 4 or 5 of them and just keep 3 or 4 of my favorite ones. They're eating a piece of zucchini I put in there for the snails. Even though the water quality stays good in this tank and everything, I just feel like they'll grow better if they're not quite so many in this tank for the future. Moving on, this tank's really just a holding tank right now. It's got it's got the 3 paradise fish in it and a long fin bristlenose pleco, as well as a million snails. I'm going to be using this tank for an experiment I want to try. So I'm going to be moving the fish that are in here into different tanks so I can have this tank free. I will try to get those experiments on video for you, but if not, I'm sure I'll talk about what I want to do in an update, and we'll see how it works. But anyway, while I'm here, let me see if I can sneak up and show you the longfin bristlenose, because he's never out when I have the camera on. And there he goes. But that was him. I did have 2 in here. I had an albino one as well, and sadly the albino one passed away. I'm not sure what happened. I have a sneaking suspicion that this male killed it, because I saw them fighting and the next day the albino male was dead. I didn't even really know that male bristlenose would fight like that, especially when there was only 2 in a 55-gallon tank. But at any rate, I lost my albino one, which is sad because I really like that guy, but I have this guy left, and hopefully I can find a girlfriend for him down the road. Speaking of plecos, and moving on to the next tank, the baby plecos are doing really well. I did rehome the parents to someone who lives nearby that wanted to give him a try, and I hope they're doing well for him. You can see some of the babies munching on some zucchini, and as you can also probably tell, I did add some guppies into this tank. I had a pair in this tank, and that pair of guppies, for whatever reason, just wasn't producing fry. I'm not sure what was going on, but I took them out so I could monitor them in a smaller tank and see if I need to treat them for parasites or whatever, and put this colony of guppies in here. Right now it's just the 2 adults. I lost my other female. I don't know if she died giving birth or what happened, but I had 2 females and now only have 1. But if you look closely, there's tons and tons of fry in here, so the colony is growing nicely, and I'm sure pretty soon the babies will get big and start making babies of their own. So that's what's going on down there. The bristlenose will probably be ready to sell by the time I start shipping again after the holidays are over. So I'm sure I'll update you guys when those guys are ready to go to new homes. Moving on, I want to show you the 2 new fish I've got recently. Someone on my local Craigslist was offering flower horn fry for sale really cheaply, and the parents were really nice looking flower horns, so I thought it would be fun to buy a couple and grow them out. In the flower horn hobby, it's called grooming them. You feed them really well and teach them to flare, or well, I call it flaring, they call it mirror training, which helps with their deportment, helps them with their attitude basically. But I thought it would be fun to get to and grow them out, and I'll keep the one I like the best and sell the one I like the least. So here's one I think this one is male, but not sure. He's the smaller of the two, but he's also more personable. He comes right up when he sees me, and he likes to play with the mirror. So that's just why I call him a boy. And then down here is the other one, which is slightly bigger and more pretty as far as color goes, if I can get it to turn around. Turn around. But much more skittish. See, very pretty, but much more skittish. So I'm thinking possibly that one's a female. I don't intend to breed these guys, and I'm not sure which one I'll keep. I'm not picky. I don't want one. I don't care if it's a male or a female, but just gonna see which one I like the best once they're about 3 or 4 inches. So that's a fun little project that's going on right now. Very cute. And while we're on the subjects of flower horns, there's an update on Squirt. He's doing well. There's a piece of salmon in there he's getting. He doesn't see out of that big eye, so it makes it really hard for him to see his food, which is why his tank is kind of empty and bare. But besides that, he's doing well and growing. The eye hasn't caused any other issues. It's just big, so it makes him look weird, and he's blind in it. But otherwise, he's doing good. So lots and lots of flower horns going on. These guys are really fun. They're like big bettas, basically. But I can't keep them all, unfortunately. I just don't have the tank space, but it is fun playing with these little baby ones and growing them out. So, alright guys, that's my little update for right now. I'll try to do another update again soon. I have lots to work on. This whole rack needs to be cleaned up and fixed. This got knocked over while I was getting fish out of here, and I just kind of left it, so it looks horrible, but I'll get it done slowly. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I will be sure to get back to all your comments and questions and stuff as soon as possible, and we'll see you in the next video.